So, I'm not a massive fan of the transfer window. I'm not a fan of transfer deadline day and all that hype. Jim White running through the studio with his yellow tie on, and Natalie Sawyer all done up in yellow next to him, so that ain't match. I'm not into that. You know, if I'm honest, I've kind of tried to avoid it. Yeah, I've always given it a glance, but I've never been one of them that sits there and watches every player movement or any of that, and the geezer sticking a blow up banana in someone's ear right there outside the training ground and all that malarkey. You know, that's not really something that I've been interested in. But I've got to say, over the summer, I did kind of get caught up in the hype of Spurs and maybe a stellar signing coming. You know, talk of Bow and all that kind of stuff. And in your heart of hearts, you know that ain't gonna happen. You know, no chance. But I kind of got hooked in. You know, I got reeled in a little bit with a lot of the hype around it, and I could see it. You know, I started to see it. You know, we're gonna unveil them on this new stadium in the middle of the pitch. They're gonna come out and do a few keepy up ears, and we're all gonna be cheering, and it's all gonna be lovely, and all the rest of it. You know. So when the transfer window ends, and you're kind of sitting there and you're thinking, all right, Tottenham, first team ever not to sign a player in the summer transfer window. Oh my days, it's gonna end. The football, that's it. It's done. What are we gonna do? So being a bit of a social media addict, you know, like a lot of people, I'm there on Twitter, rolling through, looking at the comments and Facebook and all the rest of it, and it really was doom and gloom. You know, I'm reading comments from people, and they're, you know, it's all over. You know, we're going nowhere. We'll be lucky if we don't get relegated, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, we really are in trouble. You know, and so I don't know. There was an awful lot of stuff going on, a lot of infighting and stuff like that as well. You know, a lot of, you know, if you weren't unhappy or devastated, you was an happy clapper or a Levy lover, and if you were devastated and all the rest of it, you were Levy out, and you know, all this kind of business. So I'm like, wow, I think I'll stay out of that a bit. You know, it's kind of getting a bit heavy for me. I don't want to get involved in that. You know, I don't need all that trolls and people arguing with me over an opinion, which essentially football's about opinions. You know, that's why there has been this big growth in social media and videos and all that kind of stuff, and Facebook, Twitter, and all these kind of podcasts and everything that's going on. And we all love it. You know, we all watch it and want to kind of get involved in it a little bit, I guess. So it's all about opinions, and with opinions, you know, no one's is the same, really. You know, you've always got your own little quirk or your own little view. So for me, I'm kind of going, well, now I've had time to think about it, am I that disappointed? Or am I just resigned to it? Am I an happy clapper? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just a different era of other football fans, and I kind of see it a different way. I don't know. It's up to you to decide. It's your opinion on what you think. But so this is what I think, and you don't have to agree with me. I'm not asking you to. I'm just putting it out there just as a view. I personally don't think that we are in a position as a club to start bringing in players of a nature that are really going to change our first team. So I don't think that as a club they want to bring in massive names on massive wages. I think their view is let's grow from within, let's bring the players from within, and so on. And I think a lot of that is seen around the wage cap and all the rest of it. And as much as so many people go, oh, you got to pay them what they're worth, you know, it's modern football and all the rest of it. Well, okay, it might be modern football, but do we want to bankrupt our club? Well, you know, because what you got to remember, and this is again, like I'm saying, this is just my opinion, mind. If you start paying Harry Kane £200,000 a week, or £250,000 a week, or whatever it is, and then you look at a player that you go, well, Dele Alli, you know, up and coming player, you know, he's going to come knocking on your door. I'm an England international. I could do with a few more quid, you know. I need to get some new finger movements going on, and surgery is a bit expensive. So, you know, you're then looking at your Dele Alli. Then you're looking at Trippier. Went to the World Cup, come back a superstar, you know. And we ain't going to deny that, you know. We all love having him in our team now because he's great at free kicks, you know, the Berry Beckham and all that sort of stuff. So he's going to be asking for a bit more money. And then Eriksen's going to be asking for a bit more money. Hugo Lloris is a World Cup winning captain. He wants some more money, you know. So that kind of filters down. That's okay, you know. First team players, you know, they're the guys that bring the fans in. They're the guys that sell the shirts and all the rest of it. But it all filters through, you know. So then you got your under 23s, then you got your youth team, your coaches, and so on and so forth. So it's going to end up a lot of money, big wage bill, and not just for the first team. And I don't think we've got that sustainable income that we can do that. Yeah, okay. You know, Sky pay millions and millions and millions of pounds. They get so much off the telly and all the rest of it. Don't even need fans in the stadium, you know, because they would have still made £22 million profit. But, you know, how many months' wages does that pay? You know, £22 million if you start banging out £200,000, £300,000 a week, you know. So for me, I just kind of go, well, I can't see it, you know. So who do they want to bring in as players for the development squad or for the guys coming through or going to sit on the bench and that? So then you're looking at, you know, the next tier of players down. And when you look at it, you're going, well, you know, our bench might not be fantastic, but it's not a bad bench some days, you know. Dembele, I still think he's a class player. There's lots of other teams that would love to have him in there. I don't think he should play every week. But coming on off the bench and all that kind of stuff, or playing certain games, I think you know you don't want to. You know, he's a class player to have. You know, Harry Winks coming back from injury. For me, I think he's gonna take on that Dembele role. For me, that's how I see it. You know, he's got that skill. He's got that close control. He's got that assuredness on the ball. He needs to get fit. He needs to play. He needs to stay fit. But he has that potential to be there, you know. And for me, I just think he is a natural successor to that. All the players that we've got are really young as well, and we're tying them into longer contracts. So, again, you know, I look at it and I think, well, you know, is it really all doom and gloom? I don't know, you know. It's great to see these star players come in and all the rest of it. But is it really going to get you all that success that you want? I don't know, you know. To win an FA Cup, you need a bit of luck, you know. To win the Champions League, you need a bit of luck. I mean, if you look, Liverpool got all the way to the Champions League final, but they didn't really play anybody, apart from Man City, really. And then when they come up against Real Madrid, who we beat, they lost. So, you know, you do need a bit of luck on the way to win a cup or something like that. It's not just about having loads and loads of money available to buy players, and we just ain't that team. So, I don't know. I'm disappointed, yeah, because it would be nice to have, you know, a freshened squad and all that kind of stuff. But I really do believe that we've got a great squad there already. And Pochettino, as a manager, he sees the development squad. He sees the under-23s. He sees the youth teams. He sees these players in training every day. So you think to yourself, well, he must be seeing something. And he's got to work within the constraints of the club. So if the constraints of the club are, we're not going to go out and we're not going to spend 50, 60, 70 million pound on a player because we think what we've got is already as good. Or if you bring someone in like that, they're going to upset the apple cart. It's going to cost us more money. Overall, we ain't in that game. I don't know. Maybe that's the way it's going to go. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. All I'm saying is I'll support the players that wear the shirt because the shirt is the most important thing. If you don't play for my team, I'm not interested. If you do play for my team, I'm going to support you. Sissoko is a prime example. You know, we paid £30 million for the guy, and he gets absolutely slated week in, week out, day in, day out, to be fair. And I kind of look at it and I go, I don't know, you know, I scratch my head, you know, Sissoko, what's Poch seeing in him? You know, I don't know. But there's obviously something, he comes on the pitch, he gets in the way, he breaks the play up and all the rest of it. He runs at players, and I just think if he could just get that final ball in, get that goal, maybe make that killer pass, you kind of think, well, we'd get off his back a little bit. And I just think, he probably needs a bit of love. I don't know, maybe don't. Maybe he's crap, maybe he'll never be any good. But hey, he's better than me, and he's earning bloody good money. And, and someone thinks he's great. I mean, he plays for France, so what can you say? And there's always going to be those players that split opinion. Lucas Moura, lots of people moaning about Lucas Moura, he weren't that good and this, that and the other. Plays a blinder, scores a great goal. Everyone's saying, well, he's coming through now. Maybe he's going to be good. Aurier, the amount of stick I've seen about Aurier recently is amazing. But when he first came and he had his debut, they were going, wow, what a debut, played brilliantly, And then when Davinson Sanchez come in, they're all going, he had the greatest debut since Aurier. So, it was a kind of in joke that was going around. So, I just think you wear my shirt, you play for my team, my manager picks you, so I'm going to support you. I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to throw a few into you if you don't do what I want you to do. But essentially, I'm going to support you. And if my team decides we don't need a player, we can't afford a player, or we don't want a player, then I'm going to be behind them. Just an opinion. It's up to you. You decide what you want. I decide what I want. You're not going to change my opinion. I'm not going to change yours. But that's football, and that's why we love it. So, as we say, up the Spurs.